Well, hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited to start doing more of these videos to share with everyone. So every time that I do some journals, I'm randomly picking one book to also do for YouTube. And today's pick was The Spy and I, which comes out either in a couple of days or it's already out. I got it from the Berkeley Partner Program, and I'm one of those people that definitely picked it because of the cover. I mean, it looks so cute. It looks like it could be like a rom-com type movie poster. But as I was reading it, it reminded me a lot of The Blonde Identity. So if you really like that book that came out, I think it was last year, it's a really good book that kind of has very similar vibes to that book. Yeah, really fun. So it's about a female coder, meaning she does like computer codes and helps break into companies to show them like, hey, here's where your, firewalls aren't as strong as they could be. You should make them stronger. And she accidentally gets mistaken for her sister, who is a spy with the CIA. And she's like, ooh, I'm not a spy. But everyone's like, no, you look like her. Again, if you've read The Blonde Identity, very, very similar plot. Obviously, just different characters, slightly different setting. Overall, a pretty fun read. There was a couple of parts that just I was like, okay, like I'm reading this book, I'm not loving it. So kind of near like the middle, it was a little slow. It did pick up at the end. So I ended up giving it a 4-star, but really just want to go through and how I do the journals again, kind of talking to you all, seeing how you all are doing. And then of course doing the slowed down version of a journal without any cuts, which I get requested quite a bit on Instagram and TikTok. So excited to share this. But yeah, ripping paper. I have this really cool washi tape that was like a bunch of kind of like science coding. I originally bought it for the Love Hypothesis and for Love Theoretically. Completely forgot I bought it, so it's just been sitting in my drawer. But I feel like because she does, what I'm doing right here is I'm just going over where I kind of want to plot everything, and I always do this with pencil. I'm not brave enough to go forward and to just do it immediately with pen. I like to lay things out, see how they're going to show up on the page. I usually always change the title design. So for this one, I went ahead and I am just writing out The Spy and I. And then I'm actually going to put the author title off to, not the author title, oh my gosh, the author name off to the side. So that way it doesn't take up a lot of vertical space. It's a little bit more of that horizontal space. So yeah, I'm gonna let that kind of play for a bit. I'm testing out some music because last time it was suggested that I have music play when I'm not speaking. So I'm gonna go ahead and just let this play for a bit with a little bit of background music, and I'll kind of hop in here and there. A question I get asked a lot on Instagram is, why do I only rate books like 3.5 stars and above? They're usually 4s or 5s. That doesn't mean that every single book I've read is a 4 or a 5 book. I just usually, I won't make a journal page for it. Unless it was a book I was like helping someone promote, maybe just because I didn't like it doesn't mean I won't make a journal page for it. But honestly, if a book is coming down to me being like, it was okay, like 3.5 stars, if it's anything lower than that, I honestly just don't finish the book. There's a couple books I've already not finished this year, and I just don't really talk about them. And mostly why is, I don't want to spend time making a journal page for a book that I just didn't really connect with. I know that I have a lot of viewers on Instagram, and just because I didn't like a book doesn't mean that others didn't like it either. There's a lot of times when I've also loved books and other people have not liked it. So a lot of the reasons why you'll see those higher ratings on my Instagram is those are the books I've finished and I've really liked. I'm also a really big mood reader. So if I'm reading a book, I'm just not feeling it. Sometimes I'll stop reading it, and then if I come back a month later, I'll devour it. That does happen. And so that's kind of just answers that question, why are all of the books you read 4 and 5 stars? You just see the 4 and 5 star books. I usually just don't really talk about the ones I wasn't loving too much. Some people have suggested that I make like a subscription on Instagram where people can go in and pay to see the books I don't love, and I don't know how I 100% feel about that. I know that a lot of other Instagrammers do that, and it's really interesting, and I do sometimes follow them and just hop in, subscribe for a bit, see what they're talking about. But for me, reading is such a fun thing. I do it for pleasure, and I just don't want to, really reflect on the books that just weren't resonating with me. Well, as I'm wrapping up this book, I did not have my Kindle with me in the art room, so I'm holding off on adding the quote until after because I don't really remember off the top of my head my favorite quote. I have a couple highlighted, but I'm just going in and adding my favorite part, which is all the little sparkly dots and paints. But I just wanted to thank you all again so much for listening, watching, subscribing, hanging out with me on my YouTube channel. I post pretty actively on Instagram. I'm trying really hard to get better at posting on TikTok, so I'll link those down below if you'd love to give me a follow. But otherwise, I'm just really grateful that you all have joined me today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.